Hey everyone, this is Luminous coming at you with a Pro Dota commentary, and today this is semi-final of WDC World Dota Championship, and this is Nirvana China versus DTS Game 1. I will be casting the entire series, probably just by myself or with another commentator. So this should be a couple of epic games. I don't want to spoil anything, but DTS beat another fellow really strong Chinese team, and I think Nirvana China beat, I want to say Nirvana Malaysia, or is it ANM UFC? I'm not sure. But regardless of that, this is semifinal, so the stakes are extremely high, and we should be making for some very good game. And I don't know why my city theme is not turned on. Whatever, let's just get on with this cast. Now, I've been getting a couple of messages saying that, Luminous, why do you pick games where Nirvana China loses? Actually, in my last two commentary, Nirvana China has been on the losing end of those two games. But it's not like I was like, oh, Nirvana China lost the game, let me cast it. That was not my train of thought as I casted those games. I generally don't know the result of the games before I cast them. So that's that. And also, those games just happen to have Nirvana China losing. They're actually a very good team, and let's see if we can see that from them today. Judging from the picks and ban, we do have Nirvana China on the Sentinel first pick and first ban. They are banning the Windrunner and the Alchemist. Two very good standard bans, but very good bans against DTS. DTS known to pick either Windrunner or Alchemist first. Like, they just first pick it before Venge, before Witch Doctor, before a lot of the support heroes. They feel that they could just win games off those picks alone, and from past experience they have done just that. And meanwhile, on Scourge, we have the Broodmother, Enigma, and the Doombringer ban, and that's gonna leave open Nirvana China picking up the Pugna first. Pugna first, a great first pick. Not only is he a magic box hero, as I talked about in my last commentary, picking Pugna also limits and give yourself more rooms on what heroes you could pick next. Of course, Pugna's wards really hurts mana intensive heroes and hurt high casting heroes, so we shouldn't see DTS picking most casters and whatnot. Also, it also secures your line pick. We do see the line is not picked or banned yet, but DTS won't really be likely to picking into a line because, you know, the Decrepit ward just owns line pretty hard. So there's that. So line first pick opening is very strong. Line also is not lying. Pugna is also a hero that could go into many lanes. You know, mid, top, bot, tri lane. I've seen him in any, all sorts of combination of lanes. Dual lanes, tri lane, solo, long solo, mid solo. So he is a very versatile hero, and he should be nerfed in 6.7 in my opinion. I don't know why he's been dodging the nerf hammer like a champ. But right now we do see a Witch Doctor and a Shadow Fiend being picked. Really liking these picks, not just because they're strong heroes, but also it really fits the style of DTS. Dendi has been on fire on that Shadow Fiend lately. Personally, I'm not too big of a Dendi fan. A while back, maybe 2 or 3 months ago, because I just feel like his solo mid skill has just been really lacking, especially when comparing to players like Kuroki, Yafit, or 2009 back when he was still playing. It felt really lacking, but lately he has been picking it up, and his Shadow Fiend mid is just a marvel to watch. Really, it's comparable to Yafit and Yamate and whatnot. So let's see if we're gonna see him doing well in this game as well. Meanwhile, back into the Sentinel, picking very sturdy heroes, Earthshaker and the Necrolite, excuse me. So on counter pushing wise, they're really strong because they are long range casting spells. Of course, the Decrepit Blast is there. There is the Fissure, and if that Necrolite gets tanky enough, he can kind of repel pushes very well. Just walk in and healing pulse. But on the pushing end, they're extremely strong as well. Earthshaker is one of those heroes that you could just throw down a Fissure and just ward off heroes. Meanwhile, your Necrolite and your Pugna just rail on towers and whatnot. So on both defensive and offensive end, these heroes are extremely good. Also, they're very sturdy. It will take a lot of firepower to bring these heroes down, especially if that Necrolite or the Pugna get a quick mecha. I think the Necrolite in this case is going to get that quick mecha. So far, we have a two component of that tri lane being picked, and probably the Pugna either will solo the long lane or solo mid. We don't know just yet. The line's still out there, so Yafits could play that. Probably put Banana on the Pugna on the long lane. We'll see how it plays out here. So we see Crystal Maiden being the third pick here. That's pretty odd because so far you can see that the Scourge team is pretty frail in terms of having the HP. They do have pretty good range in terms of Nova Blast, Z raises, or not Z raises, C raises, excuse me, and the cast. So really good range as we see Sentinel banning the Chen, fearing that DTS roaming and DTS jungling capability. Meanwhile, on the Scourge, banning Lich plus Necrolite is really insane combo, because I mean Necrolite is just a beast of a hero in terms of tanking, but if you give him 12 extra armors, yes, that is 12 extra armor on that frost armor, that is just too insane to deal with. Of course, Lich and Earthshaker, good kind of 1-2 punch of AoE combo, and given the amount of AoE capability on the Sentinel team, they could just clear out the creep wave extremely quickly, so that Chain Frost would be bouncing like crazy, and with that Chen being banned, that Lich is going to have a lot of free reign, so a very quick and smart following up ban by the DTS squad. DTS looking very strong in this tournament. This is probably not a spoiler, but they are the people that knocked out eHome from the tournament. So I mean, you know, knocking out eHome in WDC is no small feat. And actually, Chinese banning the Dusa, very strange here. Yes, they don't need another carry, but I doubt DTS is gonna pick another. Well, actually, they could pick another carry, but look, yeah, DTS is banning the Morphling themselves, so really no one wants to go really late into the game, which if you go early game, if you go like 30 or 40 minutes game, this game is gonna favor Nirvana China because of those three heroes that they picked so far. So I'm not, like, if I was DTS, I would have tried to go late, try to defend as long as I can. But there are still many good Turling heroes in the pool. Sniper is one of them, but I haven't seen DTS go Sniper. So there's that. I've seen DTS push really well, but I've never really seen them defend really well. DTS known for kind of coming out of jungle with ganks and then using it to creep equilibrium to get into some strong pushes. But I haven't seen them good on the defensive end. And judging from the three heroes so far, it's too. I mean, they're not a strong late game squad, but they're not really too strong early game squad as well. I mean, the ganking power is there with the CM and the Witch Doctor. It really depends on how their last two hero is going to be. Sentinel is going to pick into the Puck, so that means that Puck is going to solo that long lane, and Pugna is going to solo mid. So we're going to see ZSMJ on the Pugna. Last time, he was playing the Puck and he didn't do particularly too well. But that game was too stompy to be a good example of a good indication of what's happening. So let's see how he's going to do on the Pugna today. Scourge is actually taking some time. They're not really too sure exactly what to do here. There's 4 casters on the Sentinel side, so any silence would be really good. A silencer pick would be epic if they pick that. I think silencer would be a good pick here in this case. But the silencer pick is either going to have to solo, which he's not a very good solo, or go into a tri-lane. But silencer is more of a support hero in a tri-lane. It looks like they're going to go for a Darkseer. So going for that big AoE combo here. The vacuum into the Requiem Soul, you know, Nova Blast and Maledict and Crystal Maiden ult. So yes, we have seen that combo in many Dota movies. Whether that would actually work out is another case. But Scourge, I mean, they could still pick into Kunkka in this case, because Kunkka goes well with the Darkseer, goes well with the Crystal Maiden and the Witch Doctor and the entire combo. So that's most likely their best choice to pick in this case. Sentinel is thinking a little bit. They need to pick out that last hero for their tri-lane. I'm not too sure what hero. Yeah, Lion's still left in the pool. Yeah, there we go. There is going to be a Lion, and this is not going to be a solo. Well, yeah, this is not going to be a solo mid line, because Pugna, you can't really put Pugna and Necrolite in the same lane. They'll just be competing over the farm too much. So we are going to see a supportive line, which haven't seen too many of those in Chinese teams. Chinese generally prefer the solo mid line. Lion is one of those heroes that requires a little bit of farm, and they are going to go with a Night Stalker. Very interesting. I would have thought a Kunkka would have been way better. Offers them a very strong AoE, but Night Stalker does give you the insane ganking power, and more importantly, does give you that fear of darkness, fear of night. whatever that, like 12-second silence on any hero, and considering that they're up against 5 casters, yes, 5 casters, that silence is going to be very invaluable. And keep in mind that DTS is a very pioneering team in terms of bringing heroes like Dragon Knight and Night Stalker into play, and let's see what are they going to be how they're going to perform today. Let's go over some of the players here. We do have Art Style, or as we call him in DotaCommentaries.com, Earn Style, because he will be getting an Earn for sure this game. Earn Style playing on the Night Stalker. Light of Heaven playing Crystal Maiden. Light of Heaven back in 0.4 AB played a hardcore farmer and carry, and now he plays more of a ganker nowadays, but now he's playing support, so this only shows Light of Heaven could play many roles. Night Stalker or NS playing the Witch Doctor. Dendy, of course, is going to be on the Shadow Fiend, and let's see, Dread on that Darkseer. We on the Sentinel and Banana. Yes, this is Banana on the Puck. Of course, PIS is going to be the solo mid Pugna. Zoe most likely going to be on the Necrolite, that is Zoe, and DGC on the Demon Witch, and Incense on the Earthshaker. Fairly standard hero and player placements on those heroes, and of course other than Light of Heaven on Crystal Maiden, but you know, he could definitely play that role if need be. Very standard ward. This is not a very standard opening ward. Generally you want to place it here on the Scourge side, but you know, not too bad. Of course, this ward is, I personally don't like this ward, but I could see how it could be good. It really prevents traffic into ganking the mid lane, and Pugna is one of those pretty feral heroes, so he can get ganked fairly easily. So we'll see how that plays out. On the top lane, we're going to have a tri-lane versus a Puck solo, and this Puck is not going to have a good time at all. Meanwhile, they're running a Darkseer in the jungle, and looks like he's going to go for that bottle first with this kind of gear, and then he's going to port to the bot lane to, you know, to lane with the Necrolite. I never really liked that kind of strat, just have your guy in the jungle for the first, you know, 2 minutes. Because you're going to just give absolute free farm. Like, I do mean absolute free farm to the Necrolite. And this is Zoe, for God's sake. Probably, I mean, arguably the best farmer in the world. You know, Yamate and ZSMJ and all that will give him a run for money. But Nirvana and Zoe, I mean, even on losing games, the last 2 games we casted, or I casted on Nirvana and Zoe, where he was on a losing end, he was steadily leading the game in terms of farm. So I mean, that's when they're losing. So, you know, when he's winning, I don't know, it's gonna be insane. So never really liked that, you know, this jungling thing. Yes, it works out, you could get, you know, unimpeded farm, but what you give up is maybe a little bit too much here. So we'll see how it plays out. As we see actually a lot of heroes in the mid lane here going for the Pugna being surged. And we are going to have a lot of heroes in the mid lane because, frankly, there's really no need to have hero in the bottom lane. So we're going to see some really high action game. Meanwhile, on the top lane here, the Puck is just basically gone off the lane, realizing that he can't farm here. Crystal Maiden, gotta be careful here. He is going to get Fissure blocked, and oh my gosh, she is going to be in trouble. Use a Nova Blast for the slow, but yeah, let's see who is going to pick up the first blood. Looks like the Puck picks up the first blood, and this is 6.69 EXP system. Generally, in 6.68 probably will be level 2, or maybe like 75% to level 2, but 6.69 EXP system, a first blood kill didn't give absolutely any item, any experience, as we see a lot of nukes coming in on the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend extremely slow and miss up the hill, very lucky here, but is gonna go down to that blast. I think Shadow Fiend does have a salve on him. If he popped it, might have lived that last hit. Probably not. Well, I guess it's really worth it to pop a salve and then stay at low HP and just walk back. Well, I'm not too sure, but could have lived that if he was quick enough.